Hi, my name is Regina and I'm the designer for the Babe Shop. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this adorable crocheted heart-shaped keyring. I have been including one in every single one of my Depop orders as a special thank you to everyone who buys from my shop. I'll definitely link my Depop below so that you can check out all the cool stuff I have for sale. This pattern is super simple and great if you're a beginner. You can make this project sustainable by using leftover yarn from past projects and then filling it with scrap fabric instead of using polyfill. Also, if you can't stand the sound of my voice, I've included written instructions for each step of the way, as well as a stitch counter in the top right corner of your screen. So feel free to mute me and put on your favorite playlist. I know that's the only way I can get through this video. Let's get started. To complete this project, you're going to need a medium weight yarn, a 2.5 millimeter crochet hook, a pair of sharp scissors, a yarn needle, a keyring, and some scrap fabric. To begin, we're going to grab our yarn and crochet hook. We will be working in the round, start with a magic circle. Take your yarn and wrap it over itself, making an X, and then take your hook from underneath and pull that yarn through. Then grab your tail again and pull it through the current loop, and then pull your knot tight, and you've completed a magic circle. Yes! For our first round, we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches into the magic circle. When you've finished all 6 stitches, you want to grab the tail that you made your original magic circle with and pull the circle tight. Once it's pulled tight, your round should look like this. Hey, are you into this video so far? Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and the bell next to it so you're alerted every time I upload a new tutorial, even if it's just to roast me in the comments. Hey, I'm not going to make fun of myself. For the next round, we're going to do an increase in each stitch. So 2 single crochet for every 1 stitch from the first round, equaling 12 single crochet total. For the third round, we're going to do 1 single crochet in the first stitch and an increase in the second stitch, and we're going to repeat that all the way around for a total of 18 stitches. Round 4. Super simple, single crochet in each stitch. 18 stitches total for this round, and when you're done with this, you have completed your first heart hump. Do not bind off, simply cut your yarn and leave an open crochet loop. Since you need a second heart hump, you want to hit pause and go back to step 1 and repeat rounds 1 through 4. At this point, you should have 2 little heart humps completed, and our next round we're going to be connecting those 2 humps so that they then become 1 heart. Keep the hump that you just completed on the needle and then put your needle through the loop of the first hump that you made. Tighten both of those loops and be sure that you're grabbing the tail from the most recent hump that you made. That's going to be used as your working yarn. First, single crochet into the stitch that is right next to the stitch that is on your needle, and then you'll go around for 15 stitches. So then we're going to skip 4. So 2 on the first hump and then 2 on the second hump, and then single crochet 16 from there. By the end of this round, this is what your heart should look like. All right, we're gonna keep building this heart, and the next round is super simple. You're just going to single crochet in every stitch all the way around for a total of 32 single crochet stitches. Let's get it. And if you've done this part correctly, your keychain should look like this. Before we start the next round, we want to resolve this gap that we made when we connected the two heart humps together. So instead of cutting a new piece of yarn, I always grab one of the yarn tails from one of the heart humps. And you want to grab your yarn needle and then do a whip stitch using the front loops only, so that my seam isn't super thick. And you want to whip stitch it up in one direction and then cross whip stitch it back down. You want to keep in mind that we are stuffing this, so that's going to put some stress on this seam. So you want to make sure that it's really tight and really nicely done so that there is no gapping when you end up stuffing it. Once you're done, you want to knot your yarn. And you want to make sure that those stitches end up being really secure, because we're making a keychain, so we want this to be super durable and not fall apart. Once I'm done, I'm just going to double check it by pulling it apart, and it looks good. So I'm ready to move on to the next round. For this round, we're going to start decreasing. So first you're going to do 6 single crochet, 2 decrease, 12 single crochet, 2 decrease, and 6 more single crochet to finish out the round. 24 stitches in total. All right, round 8, we're going to continue to decrease. So 5 single crochet, 2 decrease, 10 single crochet, 2 more decrease, and then finish it out with another 5 single crochet, totaling in 24 stitches. For this round, we're going to do 4 single crochet, 2 decrease, 8 single crochet, another 2 decrease, and then 4 more single crochet. So we're going to end up with a total of 20 stitches for this round. To complete this round, we're going to do 3 single crochet, 2 decrease, 6 single crochet, another 2 decrease, and then finish it off with 3 more single crochet stitches for a total of 16 stitches all the way around. Before we move on to the next round, this is the point where we're going to start stuffing our heart. So I always use scrap fabric. I always cut them into thinner strips so that I can manipulate them and push them into the spots that I want them to go into to really shape the form that I am stuffing. Another really good tip to keep in mind is what color fabric you choose. Polyfill is always white, but with fabric, obviously it can be plenty of different colors. So you want to pick something that's in the same tone. So if you have a light colored yarn, you're using light fabric to fill it. And same with if you have a dark colored yarn, you're using dark fabric to fill it. Because obviously, since we're stuffing something, it's going to have a little tiny peaks of what's on the inside. And you don't want like a really bright color peeking through a dark yarn or vice versa. So just keep filling until it seems like it's the right density to hold the shape of the heart. So this feels pretty good. So I think I'm ready to move on to the next round. So this round, we're gonna do 2 single crochet, 2 decrease, 4 single crochet, 2 decrease, and then finish it off with another 2 single crochet stitches for a total of 12 stitches all the way around. So we're getting close to the end. This is the second to last round. And as you finish this off, the stitches get tighter and tighter because we're closing out the heart. So just try the best you can for this round to get all 7 stitches in. If not, it's okay. Before our final round where we close the heart out, we want to make sure we're stuffing the heart if we need to right now before we don't get a chance to do it again. I just twist my fabric up really tight and then put it in and then use the back of the crochet hook to push it in. Anything can be used for this, chopsticks, even your yarn needle, anything, a pencil, anything that will help push the fabric into your heart will work. And once it's all in, make sure you're, forming it, pushing the fabric around on the inside so that it kind of gets pushed into the spots that you want it in, and you're feeling to make sure that it's the right density that you prefer. There are no rules here. Nothing is too heavy, nothing is too stretched out, just whatever you think is best. And this feels good to me, like in my hands, so I'm ready to close this thing out. All right, so now we're ready to close this heart out. And like I mentioned in the last round, it gets really hard to crochet around this tiny round. So 3 decrease and a bind off is simply a suggestion. If you can't maneuver 3 decrease stitches at this like small part, that's totally understandable, and anything that works for you that will get you to a point at the bottom is fine. So I'm just going to look at this, see if I'm happy with this shape, and I am. So I'm going to go ahead and bind this off. When you've completed it, you want to make sure that you push all of the stuffing around and get it in the right spots, and just help overall make sure that the shape of the heart is good. And then finally, you want to sew in your end. There are plenty of things that you could make this heart into. It doesn't have to be a keychain. You could easily make it into earrings. You could add it on to a stuffed animal. There's plenty of other things that you can do with this. So congrats, you finished the heart. Keep watching to see how I turned it into a keychain. Oh my gosh, guys, you made it to the final step. I'm so excited. All right, so this is the easiest part probably of the entire project. You're just going to chain 10 And that is going to be what holds your key ring to your heart. When you finished all 10 in your chain, you want to put your key ring through and just sew the chain onto your heart. You want to go right in the middle where that original seam was, where you sewed the two heart humps together. And you just want to flip it over and sew the other end on, so you have a full loop. Yes, you did it. Congratulations. Now put that key ring on your keys and be out. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you watch this tutorial. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss out on all the future projects I'm going to show you how to make.